Picture this. You're a 45-year-old American professional. You've spent 2 decades climbing the corporate ladder, surviving recessions, paying off student loans, and maybe even raising a family. But lately, something feels off. You're working harder, but your paycheck doesn't stretch like it used to. Gas prices spike, rent just went up again, and your healthcare premiums are higher than your mortgage. You start wondering, is this really the dream I signed up for? Then, over coffee one morning, a friend mentioned Singapore. No crime, world-class healthcare, tax incentives, and it's clean, like spotless, they say. You brush it off at first, but that night, curiosity wins. You Google, why are Americans moving to Singapore? And what you find changes everything. Part 1, why Americans are leaving, the push factors. Let's bring it down to the basics. Why are Americans, especially middle-aged professionals and retirees, packing up their lives and leaving the U.S.? It starts with a feeling. You've worked hard your whole life. Maybe you're in your 40s, 50s, or even early 60s. You played by the rules. But now, every time you pay a bill, fill up your tank, or shop for groceries, it feels like your hard-earned money vanishes into thin air. Sound familiar? Inflation isn't just a news headline, it's real life. In cities like San Francisco, New York, and Los Angeles, housing prices are unmanageable. $4,000 rent for a basic apartment isn't the exception, it's the norm. Property taxes, home insurance, and maintenance costs, they're rising too. Then there's healthcare, the silent burden. One routine surgery can set you back tens of thousands of dollars, even with insurance. For many Americans nearing retirement, the fear of getting sick is almost as terrifying as the illness itself. And it's not just about money. There's a growing sense of instability, politically, economically, socially. Rising crime in some cities, deepening political division. A feeling that the country is moving faster than people can keep up, or worse, that it's moving in the wrong direction. Now imagine you're approaching retirement. You want peace, stability, dignity. Not to spend your golden years fighting bureaucracy or worrying about the next economic crash. You start asking questions. Is there a better place? Can I still thrive somewhere else? Is there a country that offers safety, structure, and opportunity, even for someone starting over? And more, Americans are answering that question with one word: Singapore. Part 2, why Singapore? The pull factors. So why Singapore? Why would someone from bustling New York or sunny California trade it all in for a small city-state halfway around the world? Because Singapore, for many, represents what the American dream used to be, or what it should have been. Let's paint the picture. You step off the plane. The airport is immaculate, calm, organized, efficient. You're not dodging chaos, you're greeted by structure. The trains are clean, on time, and safe, even late at night. You walk down the street without feeling the need to look over your shoulder, and then it hits you. This is what order feels like. Singapore is often called the Switzerland of Asia, not just for its wealth, but for its stability, safety, and strong governance. For Americans disillusioned by broken systems back home, this feels like a reset button. Healthcare? It's not free, but it's world-class and affordable. Education? Elite and merit-based. Public transport? Smooth, clean, reliable. And bureaucracy? Fast, digital, efficient. Then there's the economy. Singapore didn't become one of the richest nations by accident. It's a global tech and finance hub, known for low corruption, strong legal systems, and smart immigration policies. For digital nomads, remote workers, and retirees looking for investment opportunities, Singapore feels like a haven, a place where your money works as hard as you did to earn it. There's also community and diversity. With a mix of Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Western cultures, Singapore feels global but grounded. English is widely spoken. Food is international. And despite being far from the U.S., it somehow feels familiar. For many Americans who have spent decades in a system that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, Singapore offers the one thing they've been craving: predictability, peace. Part 3, what this means for Singapore, the aging population challenge. Now here's the twist. While Americans are coming into Singapore, a deeper issue is rising within, and it's not often talked about. Singapore is aging fast. By 2030, 1 in 4 people in Singapore will be aged 65 or older. That means more retirees, fewer working adults, and a shrinking base of young, economically active citizens to support the nation. Imagine a pyramid turning upside down. More people needing health care, support, and retirement benefits, but fewer people to fund that system through taxes and labor. This is where the influx of skilled foreigners, including Americans, begins to matter. You see, these newcomers aren't just filling jobs, they're filling gaps in demographics. They're entrepreneurs, engineers, teachers, and investors. They're bringing in global perspectives, tech expertise, and even creating businesses that hire locals. To some Singaporeans, this wave of foreign arrivals sparks concern. Will there still be enough jobs for locals? Will housing prices keep rising? Is our culture at risk of being diluted? These are real, valid questions. But Singapore has always walked a fine line between welcoming talent and protecting national identity. The government is constantly adjusting its policies, tightening certain permits, promoting local upskilling, and encouraging foreigners to integrate into society. The truth is, immigration isn't just about economics anymore. It's about survival. A graying population means Singapore must evolve. It must attract people who don't just come to take lunch, but come to build. So when you see Americans moving to Singapore, it's not just a trend, it's part of a global story, one that blends aging populations, economic shifts, migration, and opportunity. And the real question isn't just why they're coming, it's what kind of future they're helping to create. Part 4, the bigger picture, what this global shift means for everyone. What we're seeing isn't just about a few Americans relocating. It's a signal, a shift, a sign that something deeper is happening across the world. When people leave countries like the US, UK, or Australia, it's not always because they hate home. It's often because they're searching for something they're not getting. Stability, safety, healthcare that doesn't bankrupt them, a sense of progress and order. In Singapore, they're finding those things. A city that runs like a clock, streets you can walk at midnight, and a government that feels, at least to many outsiders, efficient and responsive. But here's the catch. As foreign professionals and retirees move in, the demand for housing goes up. Competition for certain jobs increases, and the culture slowly shifts. At the same time, Singapore is aging rapidly. 1 in 4 citizens will be 65 or older by 2030. That means more healthcare needs, more pension pressure, and fewer young workers to keep the economy moving. So now the question becomes, can Singapore balance both? Can it open its doors to new talent and still take care of its aging population without pushing out the locals who built the city? And globally, what does this teach us? That migration today isn't always about escaping poverty. Sometimes it's about escaping stagnation. It's about moving towards something better, even if that better looks different depending on where you stand. Whether you're in India, Canada, Malaysia, or Singapore, the pressure is the same. How do we create societies where people want to stay, not just survive? So here we are. A growing number of Americans are choosing Singapore, not just for its skyline or safety, but for something deeper, structure, opportunity, and a future they can count on. And Singapore? It's at a crossroads, welcoming new energy while preparing for the realities of an aging population. This isn't just a Singapore or America story. It's a global story about how we all move, adapt, and build lives in search of something better. Now we want to hear from you. Would you consider moving to Singapore? Or are you already living in a country that people are leaving or flocking to? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every one. And if this video made you think, even just a little, give it a like, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. This channel is all about connecting global stories to real people like you. Thanks for watching. See you in the